My God. Out of all the thumbnails, why did they have to choose this one? Like, it's got nothing to do with the title, or is it like this person just climbing up the elevator to run away from racismus? Yeah, no, look at this. Apparently 1 in 7 young black and Asian Britons plan to quit the United Kingdom over government failings and racismus. I gotta say, though, as a person who has traveled a little bit, who also has friends from all around the world, I can tell you that racismus in the United Kingdom is not as high as people make it. I mean, sure, alright, it's not perfect. It's not how Karl Marx envisioned it. But compared to any other country on earth, the racismus in Britain is quite low. I would say that like the best you could ask for in the 1990s was for people literally to not judge you by the color of your skin. But in Britain, they have an entire industry. They have probably tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars invested into diversity, inclusivity, and equity programs that are specifically designed to judge people by the color of their skin and uplift them from the muck, uplift them from the peasantry into the ranks of the nobility. So, no, like, if you're not happy with the way racismus is in the United Kingdom, I gotta teach you, anywhere you would go, like literally anywhere, hopefully not China or India, but like if you go in other places, yeah, you're not going to be happy either. But regarding the economy is very interesting, because I always said that people vote with their feet, so I don't care about what people say about a nation. I just look at the patterns, right? It's like, oh, Donald Trump's America evil. Okay, where are people emigrating towards? Where are they immigrating to? They're voting with their feet. If a country is that bad, people wouldn't go there. So, for a while, Britain was quite good, because people was going in there. Now, if this article is to be believed, it's not so good anymore. And it also gives credence to what some political activists were saying, that Britain is becoming more like an economic zone. Like, it's not a nation in the sense of what we used to know nations exist throughout the entire human history, throughout various cultures and places of the world. No, now it's like an economic zone where people have no roots or ties to the place, and you also have the managerial class, right? Like the politicians are there to manage things. The same way you manage a corporation, right? Like at a corporation, they do LARP with the idea that, oh, we're a family here, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, you have workers, and sometimes they quit, you get new ones, other ones leave, right? And the only people that remain in power are the ones that are the upper management. And it's pretty much how they view countries nowadays, right? Which is quite devastating for people that actually do have traditional values, for people that do want to form communities, that do have a sense of nationalism and pride. And as you can see here, apparently 1 in 7 young black and Asian Britons plan to quit the UK over government failings and racismus. So 1 in 7 young and black and Asian Britons are making concrete plans to leave the UK due to government failings. Economic worries, a new study suggests. A survey by research consultancy World on the Curb found 15% of 18 to 34 in this group are actively exploring options to emigrate. It would be interesting if they would say, like, where exactly do they want to go? Hopefully not Eastern Europe, right? Because the economy is bad here as well. I gotta teach you, like, the economy is very bad, very, very bad. So, yeah, I mean, if they are dissatisfied there, they would probably be dissatisfied here. A survey by research consultancy found that 50% of 18 to 34 want to emigrate. Among key reasons given for wanting to leave, 39% of respondents cited the cost of living crisis. Well, yeah, it's literally what happens when you have more people going in, right? Like, at one point, you run out of places, and when you run out of places, the ones that still are available, they become more expensive. Like, imagine Martha's Vineyard. Obama has a house there. Beautiful place to live. Now imagine you bring 10 million people there. Is it still a nice place to live? Who are those people? It doesn't matter. You know what? You clone Obama. You make 10 million clones of Obama and you put all of them on Martha's Vineyard. Do you think it's still going to be a place to live? No, like the more people you have in a place, the worse off it is. The interesting thing is like the birthings are in decline. Right, so we do witness a population decline in Europe, but like for some reason, like despite the fact that people aren't making kids, there's still a lot of people. Funny how that is. I just can't explain it. I'm trying. I'm struggling really hard, but I just don't know why that is. The figures have fueled fears of an exodus of young first and second generation immigrants. Again, like, why are they afraid for an exodus? Like, why is it fears? Why are you so obsessed with the concept of them staying? Like, I thought that they were upset that the NHS is under a lot of strain. So, like, the NHS will have to treat less people. No one is forcing them out. If they choose to leave, in fact, it may even be beneficial if they have family in Britain, because then they leave, they work somewhere else, and they send money back home. Right? Like, that's literally how it works. Like, you should be happy rather than sad, but apparently there are fears. Aisha, a 26-year-old who's planning to leave the UK for Dubai. Oh, so there's no racism in Dubai? There's no... Really? Like, to be fair, they didn't complain about religious discrimination, right? Now, if you go in Dubai and you're a practicing Christian or a Jewish person, I would rather recommend London, honestly. I would say, you know what, go to London. It's a lot better. But the streets are... Listen to me. She said, a series of events led to my decision to move, and it was really triggered by Brexit. How long does it take to move? Like, when did Brexit happen? Holy shit, this traumatic event. Like Brexit didn't really influence British economy that much, because they literally look at the European Union salivating, and they're like, okay, what are the Europeans doing so we can copy them? Even though they left. Even though they shouldn't. They're like, literally, every single thing that the EU is doing, Britain is doing as well. So, like, what exactly did Brexit do? And some of the coping, by the way, like, Jesus fucking Christ. During the pandemic, for instance, they were complaining about, oh, there's not enough truckers. Not enough truckers, it's because of Brexit. And then you look at Germany and they had the same problem. It wasn't because of Brexit. It was because of the pandemic measures. But anywho. I think that Brexit is one of the most vindictive, xenophobic things that our government has ever done. Is Dubai in the European Union, though? Like, you know, this is why you shouldn't join it. Hey, Dubai, listen to me. You should never join the European Union. Because if you ever join the European Union, and at one point you want to leave, then Aisha will have to emigrate again. Alright? And that's cruel and unusual. Like, she already plans to emigrate from one country to join Dubai. So, like, the worst thing that Dubai can do is to join the EU and then leave. Because then Aisha will have to emigrate somewhere else. Frustrated by the soaring rent prices and the cost of living. Yeah, well, you know, Aisha, you need to be considerate. There's other people that want rent too, right? So, like, why should you get it and not them? And the answer is because they pay more. So she's inspired by a friend who quit Britain for better prospects, explained that these additional factors that are driving her out of the country too. I can't afford to live in London anymore. Oh, Jesus Christ, Aisha. I don't think anyone can. Honestly, like, if Britain is an economic zone, London is that, but even more. I cannot live where I grew up, and that's annoying me. I have to go very, very far out. Yeah, a lot of people are feeling that, Aisha. A lot of people. Especially, like, dude, unironically, I've been to London. Like, let me tell you my experience, right? So, what is this? Looking for a soulmate? I already found one. I can't click on this app. But anyway, let me tell you my experience. I traveled to London, right? So, the first thing is going to the Romanian airport. And I look at the prices at the Romanian airport, and my God, they were so unbelievably expensive. Like $5 for a water bottle. You know, it's just like the most insane prices you can possibly imagine. And then I go to London, and I stayed there for a couple of days. And when I went back to the same airport in Romania, I'm looking at the prices, and I'm like, Jesus, everything is so cheap. Like, they're throwing this stuff away. Why? Because I was used to the mentality of the prices set in London. I'm not even kidding. London is an absurdity. An absurdity. Like, okay, you want to go to the London Zoo? It's around $100, give or take. And after they finish treating you like a potential terrorist, looking into your bags and making sure that you don't have anything bad there, you realize that you can't even pay with cash. Like, the king's currency isn't welcome there. They look at the pound with disgust. Why? Because they're Londoners and they want their fucking cashless society so they can control everything. Because everything is about control. And I don't blame them. When life is so shit, yeah, people may actually look to their politicians, and their politicians don't want that. Because the moment they lose power, they will have to also pay the same amount of exorbitant fees to live there. And they would have to pay it from their own pocket rather than the taxpayer money. So I don't blame them. Project manager Folu, 33, aims to find a place where he can thrive both professionally and personally, away from the deteriorating social landscape marked by raising of racismus and anti-immigrant sentiments. By the way, where on earth is he going to go? Like, where? Like, no, think about it. Like, for this person, London has racismus. Fucking London. Like, I guess maybe California, yeah? Maybe California has this racismus. Damn it, they don't talk about where he wants to go. Oh my god, hate crimes. Oh, I thought you were going to show crime statistics as a whole. Oh, we're going to just zoom in. We're going back. Hate crimes. Yeah, I want to point out that there was this article in London where a hate crime apparently was a dog shitting on a woman's porch. No, I'm not kidding. Like, that actually happened. Because the definition of a hate crime is if the person feels offended, right? So if the person feels that it's a hate crime, then it is. Like, rap lyrics on the internet are a hate crime. So, with that understood, what does the statistic actually show? You know, like 190% they rose, right? Like what? Like more people used rap lyrics on the internet? Like, you need to be more specific. You need to actually give examples because the definition you're using is unusable. But I guess it's usable enough for someone that actually doesn't know what constitutes a hate crime in the United Kingdom. It became visual when we had the Brexit referendum, and then it became as clear as day when the George Floyd Black Lives Matter incident happened. No, okay, hold on. I'm starting to think that they're not going to lose all their doctors and engineers because this doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, chat, help me make sense of this. No, seriously, I'm not even joking right now. So, you have an event that's happening in a nation across a continent. Like people used to spend months during the imperial era to go from Britain to the New World, right? Like it's so far away, it's unimaginable, right? We now have technology that help us get there faster. But like, the New World and United States is so fucking far, my god. And something happens over there. And because of that, it reflects on London. Like no, seriously, what did the British government could have possibly have done to prevent the death of George Floyd? Like, the only thing that I can think of is if they were to discover the technology to build Terminators and send them back in time in order to assassinate that police officer. Because otherwise, I just can't think of anything. I just can't think of what they can possibly have done in order to fix this issue. And who is this, by the way? Like who is saying these ridiculous things? Is it the project lead manager? Because that would explain a lot. The Black Pound report published found Black, Asian, and multi-ethnic consumer segments in the UK hold 4.5... yeah, it's all about the money. Literally, all about the money. Everything is an economic zone, right? Like, this is it. This is it. This is not... I can't even... What publication am I reading for? The Independent. My god. Like, did they really not care about the arguments that these people are making? Or is it just like they're expecting someone will read the headline and then not look at the actual title? Word of the surveys, 1,600 individuals from ethnic minority communities with more than 2/3 of young Britons polled described the UK as having a low quality of life. This stance was particularly pronounced about the LGBTQ communities. Well, I hope they don't go to Dubai, though. Like any other place. Choose any other place. Dubai, not very progressive, I'll tell you that. They're very conservative people. Man, like, you read the papers and then you realize this is actually happening. Like, like, there's an actual journalist that actually wrote this. Like, he actually went to a university probably in order to learn how to write like this. Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.